Salam, everybody. This is Investor Shake back at it again with another video. And today's Halal stock pick of the week is Intel Corporation, ticker symbol INTC. Now, this is an interesting stock because this is a tech stock as well as a dividend payer. So it is Sharia compliant, and some key stats are it has a $211 billion market cap. It pays $1.31 per share every year. 52-week high is 66.81 and the 52-week low is 43.74. PE ratio is 9.64, which is at a pretty good level. And the earnings per share is $5.11. So Intel is known for making chips that go into computers, phones, etc. So a description of Intel is that it designs, manufactures, and sells essential technologies for the cloud, smart, and connected devices worldwide. The company operates through DCG, IOTG, Mobileye, which we will talk about later, NSG, PSG, CCG, and all other segments. It offers platform products such as central processing units and chipsets, and system on chip and multi chip packages, and non platform or adjacent products comprising accelerators, boards, and systems. So we know that they are involved in technology in many ways. So they mainly focus on semiconductors, which is an essential part of the computer. And this is definitely a company that I would consider holding shares in the long term because they paid a dividend and they're going to be around for years to come. I mean, I don't see any reason why they would cease to exist, especially with the collaboration that they have with Mobileye. And you could tell earlier in 2020, the stock price dipped. It was as high as $67, and then they had their earnings, and then it dipped to $45 a share. And I see that as a good buying opportunity whenever it dips to the 40s. Mid 40s, low 40s would be ideal. But we've seen the stock rebound and almost as high as $50 a share. And I think this is a really good stock to hold long term. I know it is competing with Nvidia and AMD, but it's not like Intel is going to go out of business anytime soon. So if you're in it for the long term, I would accumulate shares in the $40 range, because I do see this stock in the 60s later this year, or if not 2022. And their financials are pretty good year after year. Now you see that the decrease in revenue at Q3 of 2020, which explained like the dip from the 60s to the 40s. So that was pretty significant. But you can tell year over year they have been having really positive numbers for both the revenue and earnings. And analysts are saying that the stock is a hold at its current levels, but if it dips to the 40s, that is a really good buying opportunity for the long term. And I'm talking by long term, I mean late 2021, 2022. So earlier I said that Intel paid a dividend of $1.31 per year. Well, let me show you why it would be a good idea to hold Intel long term, especially because of the dividend growth that you'll see over time. So in 1995, the yearly dividend was 1 cent per share. So this is the quarterly amount here, starting at 1995, half a penny. And then instead of going up, and then in 1999, the quarterly dividend was 1 cent. And then that's a 50% raise right there, from 1 cent to 1.5 cents. And then you keep going up, 22 cents, 24 cents, 26 cents, 30 cents, 33, and yes, they are paying 33 cents for each quarter in 2020. So if you hold this stock long term, you will experience dividend growth. You will see an increase in your dividend payouts. So that's one good reason to purchase Intel shares. And lastly, another reason to consider purchasing Intel shares is because of their involvement in the EV industry. Now, Mobileye, which is one of Intel's partners, is collaborating with NIO to bring level 4 autonomous vehicles to consumers in China and beyond. So it says Mobileye, an Intel company, and NIO, a pioneer in China's premium electric vehicle market, are engaging in a strategic collaboration on the development of highly automated and autonomous vehicles for consumer markets in China and other major territories. As part of a planned cooperation, NIO will engineer and manufacture a self-driving system designed by Mobileye, building on its level 4 AV kit. This self-driving system will be the first of its kind, targeting consumer autonomy and engineered for automotive qualification standards, quality, cost, and scale. NIO will mass produce the system for Mobileye and also integrate the technology into its electric vehicle lines for consumer markets and for Mobileye's driverless ride-hailing services. NIO's variants will target initial release in China, with plans to subsequently expand into other global markets. So this article was from November of 2019, but I think this will be a very interesting play in the long term, especially with NIO having their NIO Day, releasing their collaboration with NVIDIA and their battery swap technology. I think it's a game changer in the EV industry. And if you are someone who owns shares of NIO, which is also a Halal stock, I think having shares of Intel would be a pretty interesting way of investing into a project like this. So all in all, when you're investing in Intel, you're getting a dividend growth stock as well as a tech stock which has some involvement in the EV craze, which is really interesting. There's so many EV stocks, but instead of putting your money in all of them, you could put them in companies that are using their technology in these vehicles, like Intel. I would suggest getting shares at the mid 40s if it were to return to those levels, but otherwise it's a good stock to hold long term. This is Investor Shake. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes. Checking out. Follow me on Instagram at investors shake.